At Pete's Custom Coach Building, we specialize in restoration of a wide range of classic and vintage sports cars and microcars. The staff at Pete's Custom Coach Building has the knowledge and understanding to take on any car. But there are some vehicles that Pete's Custom Coach Building is not interested in restoring.
One of my first weeks at the shop, we got a phone call. It was about a paint job on an old Camaro. And it was a woman calling, and Pete was talking to her, and he was going over prices and options and things like that. And then all of a sudden, Pete said, then he raised his voice. He said, no. He said, keep your car away from my shop, you stay away from my shop, and never call this number again. Apparently, the car this woman wanted us to paint had the ability to change into a robot. And at Pete's Custom Coach Building, we're against restoring or working on any vehicle that can change into a robot.
Vehicles that transform into robots have been in existence since the dawn of the wheel, but became more abundant and much more well-known in the 1980s. These transforming cars come in all makes and models. They are always very cleverly disguised and can be extremely difficult to recognize. Most of these robots carry deadly and ridiculous weapons like proton cannons and energy battle axes.
Cars that turn into robots. Who thought that was a good idea? Imagine this, you buy a 65 Mustang. So you drive that 65 Mustang over to your grandmother's house. You show it to her, she's all excited, and you say, hey grandma, why don't you take the Mustang out for a spin? Well, she gets in the car, and no sooner does she get in the car than it turns into a giant robot. Well, guess what? Grandma was in there, pulverized into about 7 or 8 pieces. There's no way you're putting her back together after that. And guess what? That pulverized grandma smell ain't gonna come out of the car.
Pulverizing grandmothers are just one of many dangers posed by transforming cars. If you know that a car could potentially morph into a robot, you should steer clear of it.
I love automobile restoration, and I know that everyone at Pete's Custom Coach Building feels the same. We'll work on micro cars, sports cars, race cars, but one thing we'll never work on is cars that change into robots, because that's dangerous.
Pete's Custom Coach Building might be just the right shop for you. But if your car has a tendency to turn into a robot in search of energon or some other such bullcrap, keep it away from us. Cars that transform into robots are soulless masters of destruction, and we want them as far away from our shop as possible.
My boss Pete told me something once that I don't think I'll ever forget. He said, if something is more than meets the eye, then it's probably dangerous. And that's a motto I try and live my life by. He also told me the best way to keep your money safe is to pin your wallet to your underwear. Well, guess where my wallet is every single day?
Pete's Custom Coach Building. We don't like cars that turn into soulless robots.
At Pete's Custom Coach Building, we can make a difference, 'cause friends don't let friends drive robots.